RP show continues. We haven't got to the heavy gym sports update yet, but I will tell you your best self is just a challenge away. Push your limits, conquer your goals, and become the strongest version of you. Visit us at heavygym.ca where transformation happens. We'll get to it later. Kevin Hughes is here now from the Hughes Sports Podcast, better known as Kevin the Medium. What's up, Kev?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Your blue eyes are really shining. Apparently, there's a big football game. There's a big football game here in Sask on Saturday. We're going to get to that. The Lions and the Riders. Listen, we have got no time for pleasantries. I just checked Luke Wilson's timeline. He tweeted today a 5-minute video collage of people across the CFL agreeing with him. And I saw you and Jake on your show last night discuss. Might as well talk about Luke Wilson right now before we get to the other CFL topics, because you know what? He's become the number one topic in the CFL, and it looks like he's not apologizing for anything. Okay.
He has done more for the CFL than the CFL has done for themselves in the last 20 years. We are all talking about the CFL. How great is that? Negative, yeah, controversial. Of course he's controversial. He did it on purpose. I don't think he would have done this if someone at TSN didn't say, go for it, buddy. We need the publicity. How many people are going to be tuning in Friday night to watch the sideline reporter to see what he's going to say? There's going to be hundreds of thousands of extra viewers.
I hope that you're right on all of that. I don't know that to all be true, nor do you. You're supposing it. Like, for instance, our producer Corey has written in here, and he goes, I'm pretty sure Bell Media told Luke to can it for a bit. And he's worked there. Producer Corey's worked there. So I don't know, because he's gone quiet. But like I say, he just posted this montage this morning of everybody agreeing with him across the media circles. A clip from this show, a clip from a lot of shows. So, and I like the guy. But Kevin, you've now seen the inside of the CFL hosting the Sports Hughes podcast. It ain't necessarily what you thought when you were, sorry to say, just a fan, but it is different.
When I pulled back the curtain, you and I have talked about this at length. When I pulled back that curtain, and it was an eye-opener, to be blunt. I mean, you talked about trying to get a press pass in Toronto. Jake and I sitting here in Calgary, being Lions fans, of course, trying to get a press pass to get in to do interviews with the players, etc. Literally, we're told, oh, we're too full. The press box is too full. We can't get you in. You and I have been in that press box. It wasn't full. I know it's not full. I don't know why. I don't understand the logic of having people like you and I who are CFL fans, but also want to help them promote their product, yet they won't let us. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, well, hey, I don't know. It's not my job to fill the stadiums at all. So I'm going to move on with that, because there are hockey things I would like to get to with Kevin later. He's a Canucks guy as well on the Hughes Sports Podcast. But let's talk about this game. It was voted Canada's Game of the Week at Mosaic Stadium Saturday. I don't know what kind of quarterback battle we're going to get. The Riders, as it is today, are favored by 2.5 over your Lions. What's your thoughts on the game?
Well, it was funny. Everybody's saying Mazzoli didn't perform. He literally outperformed, stat-wise, the Winnipeg. His total numbers were higher than Winnipeg. If not for 5 turnovers, we have a saying at the Hughes Sports Podcast: if you turn the ball over in the CFL more than 3 times, you're done. You're not going to win the game. They turned the ball over. They made stupid mistakes. They correct those mistakes. That's a totally different game. I, of course, am going to take the Lions. Even if they were 0-12, I'm still going to take the Lions. You said it. I'm irrational. I really am. I can't vote against them.
Oh, you saw my comment to your show the other night?
Yes, I did. Irrational.
Okay, good. Okay. By the way, John Barker, that's Jim's brother's watching from the Pacific Northwest, USA. He writes in, he says, disagree. I don't care what Luke says. Bill in the YQR writes in, he says, this Argo Riders fan agrees 100% with Luke. It was a crap game because of all the penalties. I'm sorry, I'm going to sprinkle in the comments as we go. That's what we do here, same as you with your show. Do we know that Nathan Work is playing, or do we know he's not? What's his status?
We don't know either way. Farhan actually tweeted out that they split the number one half and half, but Nathan didn't throw long. As you can imagine, if you've pulled a muscle, in your stomach somewhere, it's going to be hard to throw that ball. So do you take the cautious route and sit them? I don't know. I guess we'll find out game time.
Would you agree with this statement? You said you guys have your saying on the Hughes Sports podcast. Here's mine. The BC Lions can't win without Nathan Rourke.
100%. We put all our eggs in one basket. We gave up on VA, sent him off to Cowtown here, and he's doing wonders. As you know, I'm a huge Rourke fan. So here's hoping he can get healthy. Starting to worry. Travis Lulay flashbacks. Never was the same after that hit. So hoping he can get back to it and get back to the WestJet Rourke that we used to call him.
That didn't catch on. My nicknames, some catch on, some don't. Air Canada for Brandon Bridge did, but WestJet has not for Nathan Rourke. Which, by the way, yeah, flying up here from Florida last month and flying to Toronto last week, seamless travel. Thank you, Air Canada. I just want to say that because everybody wants to go online and grumble with their travel. Not me. I had fantastic flights all along, and they was treated great. The poll question today, by the way, before we talk about the other CFL games with Kevin the Medium from the Hughes Sports Podcast, the poll questions for EMJ Marketing Elite. Elevate your brand and engage your audience with EMJ Marketing. Check out emjmarketing.com. Should the Edmonton football team go back to the name Eskimos? I voted yes. What are you voting?
So did I. I voted yes. But
a little surprised.
Does it really make a difference? It's changing the name isn't going to change the quality of play on the field. For all those people going, oh, it's the football gods and that's the universe getting back. No, the universe is a little bit busy. They're not really worried what we're calling the Elks or the Eskimos. They need help. And it's not from, well, I guess it is from the football gods. They need to put it all together. I thought they had it all together on paper, but they haven't gelled. They haven't done that chemistry thing yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the most voted on poll we've had of the year, I think, in terms of number of votes. And The thing is, we shouldn't necessarily have an opinion. Moose and I talked about it last hour. It's not our town. It's not our team. I'm a Rider fan from Saskatchewan. You're a BC fan from Vancouver. We're talking about Edmonton. What matters is what the Edmonton people think more than anything. But it's so on this, Laverne from Swift Current writes in and he says, CFL fans can't handle the truth. Love, cool hand Luke Wilson. Kirk in Toronto writes in. He says, I wonder what Luke's pals on Overdrive are saying because they never talk about the CFL. Here's the thing that is not my message to carry, but Luke loves the CFL. I love the CFL. You love the CFL. Just because we might bring up something that contradicts the brand or shine a light on something that isn't perfect doesn't mean we should be canceled by the people that don't want change, don't want advancement, don't want innovation. I don't know. Let me just say this, because I watched Stuart Johnston's introductory news conference, the commissioner of the CFL. I'm not sure whether you did or not, but I watched it live, and he said there were three terms that he wanted: innovation, community, and I can't remember the third. Maybe one of our viewers can I could go back and look at it, but innovation, community, and the third, I can't remember what it was. Entertainment. Yes. Thank you, God, for popping that in my head. What do you think the commissioner is saying about Luke Wilson's comments right now, Stuart Johnston?
He's got to be loving it. And it's the spotlight of the Canada is on the CFL. You have anybody on Twitter, on your Twitter feed, talking about the Oilers? No,
not really.
Very few of my fans. Very few of my Twitter fans are talking about how horrible the Panthers were to the Cup. That's all kind of been pushed to the side. It's a big, giant spotlight on the CFL. And if you actually took the time to go beyond the headline of Luke's tweet and actually read a bunch of his tweets and his comments, his big thing is not, he keeps saying it's not the players, it's not the refs. The biggest thing I got out of that was he wants this admin cap removed. We don't have enough coaches in the CFL. It's as simple as that. You look at the NFL, they have just as many coaches as they do players. Probably exaggerating, but it's insane. We don't have that in the CFL. We can't develop our players. Hell, we have to have GMs be coaches because we can't afford to have both of them. It's stupid. It's the min cap is probably the worst thing to ever happen to the CFL.
And they put it in what? Because why? Why'd they put it in, do you think?
I read something that made me fall off my chair, and it was because Saskatchewan and Winnipeg were too good. What?
No.
Come on.
No. That was the excuse. But I'm just saying
it was the
that's not Luke Wilson's flag to bear, but
No.
he's made it his flag to bear. You know, I mean, you're a broadcaster. I don't think you speak for the coaches, but whatever. I mean, that's the thing here. Whereas I look at the age, he's 35 years old. I'm in my 50s, okay? I can handle it. As you know, you and I are very close. After what I've been through in life, I don't have feelings. So you can't say anything to me that's going to upset me. You cannot. But Luke is upset that I didn't automatically agree with him. He was upset with John Ryan that John didn't automatically agree with him. And I'm like, bro, if you're going to shoot your mouth off, you better be prepared for what comes with it. And that's what he wasn't.
You need some thick skin. It's one of the first things Jake and I learned in this business was, man, are they going to dump on you if you're controversial? Right, Jake? It's one of those things. If you're going to, and I learned it years ago when I was heavy into politics, if you're going to use this as your voice, oh, watch out. They're going to come at you.
Jake writes in, he says, your son says, controversy creates cash. Quoted by Eric Bischoff. Yes, but you can say that all you want. The leagues don't agree. Here's the difference, because the CFL wants to promote itself, and the commissioner, Stuart Johnston, said this at his news conference. He referred to the CFL as a major league, and I was like, do you actually believe that? Because at one time they were. They're not anymore. But the NFL and the NHL, because I work with those leagues as well, they don't acknowledge the negative talk. They don't acknowledge it. They're bigger than it.
Nope.
They don't sit and try and cancel somebody because of it. Now, it's funny because Bomber Boy writes in and says, oh, yeah. Oh, it's Colin in Ottawa. He goes, yes, that will get the youth back. More coaches. See, that's... Yeah. Go ahead.
Why can't people understand a simple concept? If we have more coaches, and I went at it with people on Twitter with this, or X, or whatever you want to call it, you improve automatically. You are going to improve play on the field because you're able to develop your players. Why do you think they have so many coaches in the NCAA? Why do you think they have more coaches in the NFL? Why do you think they have expert coaches in the NHL? It's because it works. The CFL says no. We need to make more money over here. Well, so here we're going to cut back.
This is where I think his youth is exposing itself and betraying him in a way, because he's like all football people that think if they improve the product on the field, it'll bring people into the stands. What he doesn't understand is it's not about that, because I live in South Florida, as you know. People there have no idea about what hockey is. They have no clue. Yet they're filling that barn, and they're all wearing Panther stuff. It's not about knowing the game or about the product. It's about marketing the product. We could sit here and go around this mulberry bush for days as to why it is where it is. There's a lot of people who have blood on their hands for why it is where it is, and not a lot of people taking responsibility for it. By the way, and here's the thing, Daniel writes in, Daniel Raymond, and I'll give him credit for using his full and real name on here on YouTube, but he says, Luke is a troll. His views are from the sightline of an NFL idiot. He picks one game to assume all CFL games are like this. He bashes CFL fans for enjoying the ending of the game. Try to put here's a little tip. Try and put your point across without name calling. Idiot and troll. Yeah.
Soon as he said troll and idiot, I stopped listening.
Right.
If you've got to use those terms to make a point, your point is useless. Move on.
Right. There's a tip for you, Daniel, and anybody else watching. The second you start name calling, you're done in society. So Take that and use it. You're welcome. Free of charge.
But Rod,
902. Yeah, what?
you mentioned marketing. I think back to the mid 80s when BC opened up BC Place. We were selling that place out, 60,000 fans. Was there any CFL player on TV doing commercials? I don't remember it. What was so the marketing
Not really.
part? It's never been there. I honestly don't think it's all about marketing. I think there is a portion of it that's going to be about marketing, but it's the how they just put the game on, the game day experience, the play on the field.
I apologize. I got to cut in because we don't have a lot of time here. It's limited,
Nope, nope.
and but around that time is when the Seahawks moved into Vancouver, as you know, and started marketing there. It's a conversation for another time. But the viewers have Canucks questions for you, and we only got 2 minutes. How do you feel about the Evander Kane deal?
I personally love it. I think Vancouver needs that player that makes it hard to play against. It's funny. I smile and laugh when you ask me because Jake went off. He went off for about 3 hours on me about how horrible this trade was. It's a fourth round draft pick we got him for. I think it's a great pickup.
The Calder Cup belongs to Abbotsford. How's that feel?
Oh my goodness, Jake! I watched it. I watched that last few minutes of the game, and I'm not going to lie, I got some goosebumps. I might have had a tear in my eye. Think about how those players now moving up to the big team, the that fresh off the win, they know what it takes to hold that cup, and they know that feeling. Hopefully, hockey gods, are you listening? Hopefully, that rubs off on my Canucks.
And another new coach. We've got 45 seconds with you, but another new coach, man. How's this going to go with Adam Foote?
I don't know. I'm so tired of changing coaches every other year in this team. I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I never will.
How about that? Okay, Kevin, a quick shout out for the Hughes Sports Podcast. You going live again tonight? When's your next live show?
Live next Wednesday. We went live Tuesday. Schedules have it, but we're going live next Wednesday. And the Wednesday after that, we are having Mr. David Quadrelli on to discuss free agency and all things Canucks. So tune in. 8 p.m.
Great job, Kev.
Mountain
Enjoy
time.
the game. Enjoy the game
Thank
Saturday.
you, sir.
Riders and Lions. What a wonderful job by Kevin the Medium from the Hughes Sports Podcast. We'll be coming right back, everybody, with a sports update and viewer takeover the rest of the way to the top of the hour. Oh, sorry, I got a 2-minute cue 2 minutes ago. So we have another minute.
Live production.
Yeah. Okay, so what were you saying? I was just wrapping it up in my head. So what were you saying? You got the guy talking free agency?
Oh yeah, we have David Quadrelli coming on to talk free agency, everything that's going to happen in free agency, and of course everything the Canucks. 8 p.m. Pacific or 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Pacific on all your channels, whatever you're called. What are they called? Social media channels.
All the social media channels
word.
and platforms. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's do it again. Bye, Kev. We'll be coming right back with a sports update and viewer takeover after this.